In the previous video, we discussed about numerical chromosomal mutations. Now we have second part of story here. We are going to explain morphological chromosomal mutations. To watch our previous video, we are going to provide you link in the description. Here morphological changes means those mutations which occurs in general morphology of chromosome like size, shape, appearance. Dear friends, let me underline some causes of these mutations. Number one and very important primary cause is cell division errors. You know, cell division involves mitosis and meiosis. Some errors like non-disjunction means chromosome fails to separate. Accordingly, unequal crossing over, they also leads to chromosomal mutations. Now we have second very important cause known as radiations, or we can say physical mutagens. It involves X-rays, UV rays, we can say gamma rays. They cause breaks in chromosome and rearrangement of genes. We have one more chemical mutagens like benzene, we can say formaldehyde like substances through drugs, through tablets. Now we have pathogens. They are basically biological mutagens. They include viruses, bacteria, which also leads to chromosomal mutations in our body. Now proceeding our topic, these mutations have two types. Number one, intrachromosomal, and second, very important, interchromosomal mutations. Now those mutations which takes place in single chromosome, or we can say which involve same chromosome, are known as intrachromosomal mutations, while as interchromosomal mutations occurs between two different chromosomes. I hope you got the point. Later on, intrachromosomal mutations have different subtypes. Like first one is known as deletion. Accordingly, second very important type, this is known as duplication. And we have third very prominent case, this is known as inversion. Dear friends, accordingly interchromosomal mutations have also subtypes like insertion, and last one is known as translocation. I hope you got the types of intra and interchromosomal mutations by all means. Now we are going to explain these terms one by one in a detailed manner. First of all, let us talk about deletion. Now in this type of chromosomal mutation, loss of chromosome segment takes place. It is also known as chromosomal deficiency. In this case, chromosome size gets normally decreased. This deletion has broadly two important types. Number one is terminal deletion. Here the loss of segment takes place in the terminal part of chromosome. This is diagrammatic representation. Look towards this region. Loss of segment of chromosome takes place. It involves single cut in chromosome. Now second very important type is interstitial deletion. Here this is the diagrammatic representation of second case. Here the loss of chromosome takes place in the middle. So it involves two cuts. Right? Deletion in humans develops different syndromes like Cry-Du-Chat syndrome. It occurs due to deletion in chromosome number 5 at p-ohm at 15.2 region. The person has cat-like cry, low birth weight, small jaw symptoms. One more disease is DiGeorge syndrome. It occurs due to deletion in chromosome number, we can write here 22 at q-arm 11.2 region. These patients have heart defects, hypocalcemia, hooded eyelids. We have Wolff-Rickhorn syndrome. It occurs due to deletion in 4 chromosome at p-ohm 16.3 region. These persons have seizures, small jaw, high forehead. We have one more syndrome called Williams syndrome. It occurs due to deletion in chromosome number, we can write 7, at Q11.23 region. The person has cardiovascular disorders, eye vision problems. One more syndrome is Jacob's syndrome. This syndrome is developed due to deletion in chromosome number, we can write here 11. The person have a Jacob's syndrome, has taller than average height, delay speech, intellectual disability. At last we have Miller-Dieker syndrome. It occurs in deletion in chromosome number 17 at P at 13 region. The person having Miller syndrome has neurological disorders, muscle tone abnormalities, respiration issue, accordingly gastrointestinal problems. Now we have last and very important type of intrachromosomal mutation. This is duplication. In this case, segment of chromosome is duplicated or copied. Duplication occurs in single chromosome or between homologous chromosomes. Now here the segment of genetic material gets added twice. Let me show you different types of duplication to understand the concept beautifully. This duplication has broadly 3 important types. Now we have first one case of duplication. This is known as tandem duplication. In this case, duplicated segment is added to its homologous chromosome but close to the same sequence. Mind this word. Suppose we have chromosome with gene sequence like this, and let's assume DEF gene gets duplicated. Now let me show you its homologous chromosome like this. In the homologous chromosome, we admire that DEFG gene gets duplicated and is added close to the same sequence. This is old one, this is new one gene combination. Hope you got the point. Now we have second type of duplication. This is known as reverse duplication. Here the duplicated segment is added to its homologous close to the same sequence but in reverse direction. It is very easy to understand. This is normal chromosome, DEFG gets duplicated, and what will be the possibility in homologous chromosome? ABCDEFG, then I will show you duplicated part GFED. It get added in reverse condition. Right? Now we have last very important type of duplication called a displaced duplication. Here the duplicated segment gets added to its homologous, not in same sequence but in another region. Let me show you here. This is normal chromosome. Now DEFG gets added at the last. We can say it is a displaced duplication case. Dear friends, it was all about intrachromosomal mutations, and now we can quote some good examples of duplication in our body. So let's proceed. Duplication of chromosomes develops different types of diseases in our body. Let me underline some prominent diseases. Suppose if duplication occurs in chromosome number 17 in humans, it develops Marie-Charcot tooth disease. The person has neuromuscular symptoms like foot drop, muscle weakness, decreased reflexes, sensory problems. We have one more duplication case. If it occurs in chromosome number 12, it will develop Pallister-Killian syndrome. Right? Now the person having this syndrome develops symptoms like hypotonia, low muscle tone, hearing, visual impairment. Accordingly, we have duplication in 21 chromosome. It develops Down syndrome. Here 21 chromosome gets repeated 3 times. It is called a trisomy in 21 also. Now the person has small hand, feet, short neck, upward slanting eyes. Now we have X chromosome duplication. It occurs in gene, we can write MECP2 gene. The person having X chromosome duplication has intellectual disability like symptoms. Now at last we can conclude with this syndrome. Chromosome number 17 gets duplicated Here the gene RAI1 gets duplicated and it develops Potocki-Lupski syndrome. The syndrome develops different types of symptoms in the body like autism, hypotonia, intellectual disability. Dear friends, it was all about duplication concept. I hope you got this by all means. Very soon we are going to interact with you with rest of topics like inversion and translocation. Till then, take care of yourself. Allah Hafiz.